And today I want to talk about how the Lord will never give you peace in a place that you are only meant to be passing through. So first I want to talk about what I think that this quote means, and then give some examples from my own life. So I don't think this means that you're going to feel like sick to your stomach all the time in this situation, and it's always going to feel like chaos. I think there can be moments of peace, but for the most part, you're never fully at peace and you're never fully content. Like, it'll be like you have a moment of peace, but then it's always followed by like unpeaceful things, right? And so it's not just going to be like a long lasting sense of peace and sense that this is where you are supposed to be, right? But even in these situations, we can still find peace because we look to God for our peace and Jesus for our peace, and we can pray for the strength to be able to get through this. But ultimately, we do need to get ourselves out of these situations and take a leap of faith and get ourselves out of these situations and trust that, God will provide for us, right? For example, I have not been able to find peace at my waitressing job, specifically at the end of the night when it is time for the employees to put in their employee meal so that the chefs can cook us something for dinner, right? Because I work from 4 to like 9 or 10. And so I'm gluten-free, and at this specific restaurant, for some reason, they put gluten in the seasoning that they use on like the steaks and the cheeseburgers and the chicken. So like, obviously I could order a cheeseburger with no bun, at a restaurant somewhere. And to me, I'm thinking that that's gluten-free. For some reason at this restaurant, it's not. So you have to order no seasoning. Have you guys ever heard of such a thing? Like, do other restaurants do this? Like, do I need to be asking now when I go places, is there gluten in your seasoning? I thought that was so weird, and I've never heard of that before. So anyways, I would write like when I would order a cheeseburger, no bun, no seasoning. But what I would find happening is that they would still be putting seasoning on my burger. And you can't really notice so much in the burger, but if I would ever order a chicken and I write no seasoning, why does my food then look the same as my coworkers? And you could see more clearly on the chicken that it has the seasoning on it, right? So I just realized that the chefs, they just do not care, and they aren't going to abide by my dietary restrictions. And it's not even just me because, I'm the only one that's gluten-free. But my other coworkers, sometimes they'll complain like they don't care about the employee meals. Like, they only care about doing the customer meals right, because sometimes they'll order certain things and then they'll do it wrong or they won't do the right thing, right? So as another example, like when I wrote that I wanted mozzarella cheese on my chicken, and then they gave me like provolone cheese. Like, obviously that doesn't taste the same at all, and I don't even like provolone cheese. But so basically what I realized, guys, is they don't care, and there's really no way for me to order my food without it having the seasoning in it. So I've tried to just eat other things. For example, eating a salad. But I've also been learning about Ayurveda, and eating salads aren't really good for me, specifically in my body type. Then I was ordering the chili because they don't put the seasoning in the chili, and that also is not really good for me to be eating. So so now I'm like, what the heck am I supposed to eat? There's not really anything at this specific restaurant that I could get to eat. So now what I have to do is, I guess I'm just not going to eat, because in the beginning I didn't really care, and I wasn't really taking care of my body, and I would still eat it even though I knew that it was contaminated. But now I don't want to be eating things that are contaminated with gluten, because obviously it affects me, and I'm trying to work on my mental health and, live a better life. So what I've just been hearing in my mind is like, you will not have peace in a place that you're only meant to be passing through. When I had got this job, it wasn't supposed to be like a permanent thing. It was supposed to be a temporary thing. And now I'm coming up on almost 3 years of having this job. But really now I see that it's not meant for me, and that's why I've been applying for other jobs. And now I'm thinking about actually going back to school, because I have a degree in communications, that I'm thinking maybe I'm going to go back to school and get my master's in social work, because I'm not sure if I want to do a job in a specific communications degree, but it's probably be better anyways than working at this waitressing job. But so I might go back to school. So I've actually been applying for jobs, guys, but I was getting scared, and will I be able to do a new job and all that stuff, and like kind of getting discouraged. Then I was in the thrift store, and I was, in a way, kind of a little bit looking for Jesus shirts, just because I don't have any, and I didn't really want to get one on like Amazon. So then I found this shirt that says faith on it. And so then when I went to try on the shirts and stuff, I didn't realize what the back said. but I'll show you guys. Can you see it? I think it says, I will walk by faith even when I cannot see, one of the Corinthians verses. So that's what we have to do now. Once you realize that you're in a situation that's not going to bring you peace, you have to walk by faith and trust God that He will bring you into a new situation that is going to bring you peace, right? Maybe you were in an abusive relationship. So I was in a toxic, abusive relationship before. And so I was only dating him for 2 months, guys. But I was literally, like, I was living with him, basically. So it was 2 months, like, of every day being together. Because anytime I would kind of want to go home and be like, I need a break from you. Like, I don't want to break up with you. Like, I just want to go home, you know, for a few days or whatever. He would, like, freak out and he wouldn't want me to. Because, you know, these abusive people, they want you to just be around them so that you can't talk to other people about your relationship, because then they're probably going to be like, oh, that doesn't sound like right, and that doesn't sound like a healthy relationship. So anyways, guys, there would obviously be moments of peace in a relationship. If you ever date an abusive person, obviously it's not 100% bad, because then it's like, obviously you'd break up with them. So it's like a lot of ups and downs. Like to me, I would thought that he was like the best but also worst person that I've ever met. You know, why would you want to be with someone that's the worst person you ever met? You don't. But then at the same time, they're also the best person. You know? So, like I said before, there will be moments where you have peace, but it's not going to be long lasting. It's going to be very ups and downs. Like, you'll have peace, but then it's like followed by not peace. You know? So eventually, I realized that I wasn't religious at the time, but I was just getting like kind of signs, I thought, from the universe. But, you know, looking back, obviously it was like God. And so then I realized that, like, I was getting conflicting messages. I also thought I was getting signs that this person was my soulmate. So you have to be careful. You have to have discernment. So that's what I'm working on now. I feel like I'm getting better at discernment. So anyways, then I realized that these signs this person was my soulmate were false and not true. These other signs I was getting that I should leave this person were actually the truth. So then I had called up my mom and my aunt, and they came to rescue me, and they picked me up while he was at work. And I got out of the relationship, guys. So, you know, you just have to pray to God for a way out of whatever your situation is. So another example would be my living situation at home where I live with my family. It's not the worst situation in the world, but because of my childhood trauma, sometimes I do get triggered by things and I'm not able to have like a calm nervous system. I feel like my nervous system gets heightened by certain things when my family members get angry, just because it reminds me of the past. Even though things are better now, you could still be having these problems with your nervous system. So I've been trying to do these nervous system exercises in the morning, at night. But anyways, it's just another example. Obviously, I'm meant to eventually move out of my parents' house. But something that the pastor said a while back was that if the devil can't get you to sin, he will get you to settle. And I guess that's what's been happening to me. You know, settling in my waitressing job, because like I said, I haven't been having peace there. But there will be times when I think like, oh, I guess it's not that bad. I'll just continue working here, right? Instead of really focusing on my energy towards getting another job. So now that's what I'm going to be doing now. Just have to focus on moving forward. You know, don't look back. And at times I was feeling a little bit pathetic. Like, what am I doing with my life? I still am in this job. I should have moved out already. What am I doing with my parents' house? I should have left this. I should have moved out already from here too. But something that Paul said in the Bible is that something that he does is that he doesn't think about the past, and he moves forward and he thinks about his future. So keep striving forward. The devil wants you to feel pathetic, so don't feel pathetic. Just trust God and move forward and look to your future and think about how you can do better now. Feeling pathetic isn't gonna make your situation improve. Instead, we want to just focus our energy on thinking, how can we get ourselves out of these situations and have a better future? So thank you so much for listening. Please like and comment if this video was helpful for you, and let me know any other videos you want to hear me making. Thanks. Bye.